everybody? It's your girl Melissa with Dreambella.com, home for the melanin beauty. Ooh, child, and I am lifted up today. I had to burping up.
Thanks to who?
To the Cocktail Divas. Before we get into anything, I'm gonna shout the Cocktail Divas out. I brought their book, and what I'm drinking on is called Fresh Blush. That's what we made. It was some vodka. I didn't do the stuff they said because that was like bougie and expensive. So I went the cheap route. So I did the vodka, the lime juice, the grenadine, the tonic water, and it was great. I love it. Okay, so now before we get into our top topic, we're gonna introduce a new guest here today. Mr. JR, can you tell the people who you are? Can you tell people what you do, what you got going on?
Absolutely.
All right.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you having me once again.
No,
I'm glad to be here in this atmosphere and to talk about some great stuff this evening. Like she said, I'm JR. I'm also a YouTuber as well. I do a variety of things. Primarily I'm a financial advisor and things like that.
Okay.
Getting people set up with credit, home buying, stuff like
All
that.
right.
So other than that, I don't know.
You
I'm
got a
father.
YouTube?
I got a YouTube. Yeah, like I said. I don't know if I can do it.
What's your YouTube?
Yeah,
Yes,
what's your YouTube name?
It's JR Wisdom, which is my handle on YouTube. If you want to look it up, you can just type in JR Wisdom, J.R.Wisdom, or youtube.com/C/JR Wisdom.
What do you talk about on there?
I talk about everything from religion to relationships. Primarily relationships is what I talk about on there. I really don't do current events like I used to, but if it's relative to relationships and stuff like that, that's what I do.
Okay.
It's
All
primarily
right, now y'all go check him out. And what's your go-to drink or preference? I don't like to say cocktails with guys. Like, what's your I think guys don't like that term, like cocktail.
My go-to drink is primarily it's right here.
Some wine.
Red wine, some Lambrusco, or
we was kind of sleeping on his wine at first.
Or mimosas. I drink mimosas. That's like my go-to right there.
I love mimosas.
Or
it makes you feel good in the morning.
Worst come to worst is a Henny and Coke. So
okay. I hate him.
Really? I'm not gonna say I hate him.
You don't hate it?
I don't hate it. I don't. You ain't hated last weekend.
I sure didn't hate it last weekend when I was drinking. I surely didn't, but I like the way it was mixed. I guess it's not that bad.
Right.
It's not bad.
I like whiskeys better though. Cognac is cool, but I do whiskeys. But anyways, we're gonna get into the top topic. So we know the first top topic is child support. Good thing we got a guy.
I know,
here
right?
today,
For child support.
So we can get a guy's perspective, so people don't think we biased out there and just men bashing. And of course, it's with Rob and China because China wanted more money, right? She wanted a lot of money. Rob wasn't with it, and
it's not that he wasn't with it; he can't afford it.
Why he got his mama name is Chris?
No, wait. What does Rob do?
Listen.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Stocks.
You gotta understand. Even before China came around, he was the black sheep of the family. They wanted him to lose weight. They wanted him to look a certain way, to have a certain persona. He wasn't with it. He didn't film with them for years.
Right.
Okay? He got back on the show being relevant because he was having a baby with China.
Right.
You feel me? After the relationship with Sour, he didn't want nothing else to do. He hasn't filmed all summer. There's nothing of Rob on their show, even after China. So you got to understand. He said, she makes more money than I do. Mm-hmm. He said, this is a 50-50 thing. We got half custody. It's not no sole custody here. We got half and half. How come she can't pay me child support? She the one that's making more. I ain't fending for him that the fact that he's trying to get more money, but he does not associate with his family. He do not get that revenue from them.
He don't associate with his family no more?
No, he doesn't. They pressured him for mad long. He was in deep depression. He got fat. Like, they always pressured him into doing more than what he was willing.
Happy with himself.
Like, yeah, but he wants to be a regular dude. Not everybody made for all of that. Like, the camera stuff all the time. Like, every day, all day. So he honestly can't afford that money. She's already getting hella child support from Tiger. What's his name?
Mm-hmm.
Tiger.
Tiger.
Yeah. Like
hella child support from Tiger. What money Tiger making when she get hella child support?
He actually had a really great album that just came out. Believe it.
What album?
It's not for this generation, but
all I know about
the numbers don't lie. It don't matter if you liked it or not. Numbers don't lie. Somebody bought it, and he can afford his child support. Rob cannot. So
I don't do
that. Okay. Before we get your perspective, let me ask this thing. If he can't afford it, if he was a regular average dude, right? Mm-hmm. They would expect him to be able to start coming up with the money. Because, like, even in my situation, if I wanted to, I could take my baby father back and get an increase because it's been sent to me that I could. Now, it don't matter that, he can't afford it because when my son is 11 years old, you had 11 years
to catch up,
to get yourself together to be able to afford,
but is he paying $20,000? And are you asking for more than that?
She getting $20,000.
She was getting $20,000.
Okay, so it's a totally different thing. And mind you, they based his child support on the money he was making on the show while they were filming. He's not getting that money no more. It's been a year and a half.
I agree with Rob.
It was a setup anyway.
Yeah,
she
didn't want to be with no Rob.
And he knew. I'm sorry.
He didn't know that. He did know. He grew up with them type of women, and it's like the whole thing. Listen, exactly. But the thing is, he couldn't be a Kardashian, so he got a pretty lady to be a part of the Kardashians. And they fuss and fight about that, but they all lovey-dovey now. But they don't say nothing about trying to ask for all this money. This man is depressed, and he's trying to make money. He's trying to see his daughter. She's all Hollywood and stuff, and I feel bad for the guy.
I mean, if it's 50-50, I do think there should be, some type of guideline for it. Like, if you have the child just as much as the mother has the child, then,
Not just that. If you on Instagram filming all your Lambos in a row and giggling in the camera, baby girl, I don't think you need no more money. I think you need to redirect some of your money. But I don't think you need no more money.
We know those Lambos, right?
That ain't her Lambos.
Don't matter.
She had some man house in front of their Lambos.
No matter. I take that as the quote. With
so
that
where
video,
was
like,
this? How did he pay for her to get her booty done and her breasts done and all of that?
Because I remember Kim Kardashian saying in the background that she was going to support Rob, and I knew you were going to ask that too. I went back on Twitter. She said that she will always support her brother in trying to better himself in the eyes of the camera. That's why I said China was a setup.
China?
Yes.
That better. No, if that's the case,
that's his self-esteem.
If that's the case, I feel like that's more of a setup for her to try to mend fences because she know that mess been messed up. That she got her little sister around here
did he win
screwing Tiger. That's what I think that's been about.
Pursuing it's ongoing, but the fact that it matters that it's open and they're pushing it says a lot because she's the brand ambassador for a billion things. She gets residual money all the time. This man was only literally making money off the show, and I think he was trying to sell watches at one point, something like that.
It's no socks.
And socks.
With socks.
I'm gonna look up Rob's
random.
My son likes socks.
What do you have? What's your perspective?
Yeah, on child support. Men's what? Child support is the devil.
Oh no, child support and his child support is different.
What you mean?
She's talking about child
Two different subjects.
Oh, our child support and their child support.
Yeah, it is.
Let me tell you this. It's not to the person that has to pay it.
True that.
It's not to
I'm pretty
them.
sure Rob is sweating a lot more than
but I'm just
right
saying the guy that's who I guess take home after taxes maybe $1,200 and $400 come out from child support, and we all know what the rental rates if you're not buying in Charleston is like to that person is gonna be like this bitch. I'm one of them bitches. I got child support.
I got mine on child support, but
but I tried to stop it. I did try to prevent it. I asked for I asked for pennies. After school, get $45. That's all I asked for a week.
But honestly, I don't think that women would put men on child support. Well, okay, let me separate. Some women wouldn't put men on child support if when we ask, you give it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I say, hey, I need help with this child care, you know, and we ain't got it, man, I ain't got it, man. I'm going to see what I can do. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, women like us feel like we sit in a position where it's like, okay, I have to go put you on child support because you're not gonna go do
right. So now you gotta force the situation.
Yeah, I gotta force you to pay child support because you're not gonna help me out and you're not gonna do it on your own voluntarily. So now I have to make you do it. But we still ain't hit the brother's perspective on here because he's sitting real quiet like he don't want.
He got a lot to say.
I'm taking it in. I do got a lot to say about child support. What you're saying is absolutely right. I definitely agree. That's child support, especially obviously through the government getting involved, family court being the government part of the judicial system. It's
hold on, can I interrupt you real quick and ask a question? Because I always want to know this. Because, see, like, when I did child support through, it was, like, through DSS. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I knew that they was getting the cut because it was through DSS. Right. So, if you go get lawyers, like, he got a lawyer, I got a lawyer, DSS ain't involved. They still get a percentage?
Yeah, either way it goes, you have to look at, this stuff has to be funded. You know, and I think for the most part, it's like 3% is what they take out. 3 to 5%, I believe. I know through private support, which is through the court, which you actually have a court order. I think it's 5%. So whatever it is that you owe to the custodial parent, whatever, they add 5% onto that.
Oh,
that's the process. That's the process, and to pay, you know, employees and all that stuff like that. So that's how that goes. But I think it is a necessary evil as much as, you know, people get over on it, people use it, they exploit it, and you can, I guess, like you said, you just want it after school care.
I just want it after school.
You got some people, or I don't want to say, and I'm going to say people, I'm not going to say man or woman, but you got some people who is just not enough. They want to destroy you in the process. They want you to go to jail. They want you to lose your license, passport, you know, for all type of stuff. So at the end of the day, what is it that, if someone is incapable of working, especially the opportunity to travel outside, you really are putting someone in a place where it's just a revolving door. And I know y'all heard of people with that revolving door. You get arrested, they put out a bench warrant for you, or you show up and you're in the arrears. We see all these crazy arrears, $30, $40.
Some jobs check your credit.
Yeah.
Yep. And I completely, you know, understand that. And I go both ways on the spectrum because my husband is on child support, but it kind of backfired on her end. Like, whereas he was giving her more, child support ruled less. Yeah. You know, so it's like, you should have been taking what you were getting.
But my thought is this, because I'm not on the fence, but I understand both perspectives. Right. But my thoughts with child support was always like, okay, if, you know, asking for, like you say, asking for something that person don't have, that's a bit much. You know what I'm saying? If they don't have it, they're not living that way. You know what I'm saying? That's a lie. Or it could be a setup, and they could be telling him, like, you know, separate yourself from us so that they can't, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be honest. But at the end of the day, what about those people who sit in a position like, we'll bring up Rick Ross and his ex. Yeah. Okay, I don't know how true it is, but with the situation, she was asking him to pay for his private school, right? And she wanted him to pay for the private school, and he said, basically, he was like, no, he's not gonna pay for it. You know what I'm saying? And he's not gonna pay for this, and he's not gonna pay for that. Now, I don't know how true it is. This is what she claims, and this is what she says. But my thing is, shouldn't the child be sitting in a position where it doesn't interfere with who they live with? Meaning, like, shouldn't the child be like, if the daddy live in the hills of Hollywood with a mansion, like, wouldn't it be crazy if that child go stay with the daddy, you know what I'm saying, on the weekends or whenever for the summer, and he, you know, he got maids, everything.
Right.
And then next thing you know, when he goes home, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
with his mother, he in a 2-bedroom apartment. She driving.
In the block wall.
Yeah, like.
I see what you're saying.
Like, isn't that like? Can't that be like kind of like mentally confusing for a child to be like, one minute I'm living like this and the next minute I'm living like I feel like I'm living in a single parent home with my mom and she's struggling and she trying to, you know, make ends meet, or she trying to make it.
Yeah.
I think part of child support is that, you know, it's not just about, you know, I see a lot of postings, especially on social media, where they say, you know, they should regulate it where you can't, you know, spend money on your nails or your hair or something. But then that goes against what I've already paid for. Like, I've already paid for school lunch.
Right.
I've already paid for the rent. I've
Right.
already paid the lights. I've already paid the water. So when your little money comes in,
Yo, little
it's time to do other things that I would be able to do.
Now, don't
like
get
I
me
could have
wrong.
did with
Yeah.
my money if I wasn't paying
You know,
for it.
Right.
and that's my child. Yes, that's my
But
child.
don't
But
get
at
me
the end of the
wrong.
day,
Like, if your lights getting turned off, if your card payments are not being done, your kid is unkempt.
now you're not doing what you're
There's
supposed to do.
something there, like, now that should be investigated. It's such a real weird
But see,
line
that's what
that-
men-
Well, that's when
You know
you
what I
should
mean?
take custody of your child.
Thank you.
Like
Thank
if you have a child and your child, if you have a child and your child is not being taken, if you see your child, you paying this lady's child support and your child's not being taken care of,
Take them back to court.
Take them to court and
But
get.
you know how hard it is for men to do that?
And what
It's hard, but
Hey, he's a man.
I'm gonna elaborate on that, right?
okay, please.
A lot of men, and what she's saying also, a lot of men are either just don't want to deal with it, or they'll just be like, I'll just let it be, and they just get railroaded and stuff like that, rather than, not that they don't know their rights, but they just feel like they're gonna lose anyway by going
Yeah,
to court.
they get the runaround. I
Yeah.
got friends that actually are good,
But
real good men.
I've
but
gotten
that's
run around.
that's
I've gotten
the,
run around.
that's the
Kids.
thing that men have to understand too, is when it comes to the state, everybody gets to run around.
Exactly. When women lose custody of their children because they are declared unfit,
Right.
or DSS come in and take their kids, they go through the same runaround and the same thing. So the whole point is, like, it is not like the system is like, men, we're gonna make it difficult, and women, we're gonna make it easy. No, they make it hard for everybody. So if you want your child, like, yeah,
fight
it ain't
for
gonna be
You know, it's
easy.
just
It
that they
ain't
always have
easy
to
to get
step
food
behind, though.
stamps.
But they always have to step behind though, because you know it's a family unit with the child. Once they split up, the mama's the primary parent.
Right.
She fucked
Let me
up.
tell you.
Now he gotta fight
Let me
everybody
tell
else
you
to get
how
his kid.
untrue that is.
Like, no, I've seen it
But
happen.
let me
though.
tell you how untrue that
fact,
is.
though.
I've seen men be able to get benefits just for the simple fact that, oh, you a man, you
with
got
your
your
kid.
child.
Oh no, benefits
You-
different.
no,
I'm talking
no,
about
but
getting
I'm
the
saying
kid.
kid.
I'm talking
But-
about getting the kid.
but-
having
Get your-
full
get
right.
your-
But-
get
but
up
They
that's
out
what
told
I'm-
you no.
Huh?
They told
But that's
you
what
no.
I'm.
Oh,
But
yeah,
I-
they
but
say,
that's
get
what.
up out of here.
But that's what I'm telling you. Like,
Wait, you?
getting your
Yeah.
kid,
I got
getting
full
there.
custody of all three of my kids.
Getting your kids from somebody who already has custodial,
That's
who's
hard.
already the custodial
that's
parent,
hard.
whether you are a woman
woman
or
or a
man,
man, I see
it's
what you're saying.
hard.
That is hard. That
It's-
is hard.
It has
Very
nothing to do with gender. It's just hard, period. They make it hard. It's like you damn near gotta make the parent out to be a damn
It is.
horrible
Villain.
I'm going
ass.
through that with
Right.
somebody I know right now that they're dealing with that, and it's in her situation. She thought that she had it in the bag.
Mm-hmm.
She showed up to court without an attorney,
Oh,
She
because she
got
thought
real-
she was a mom and she
Yeah.
was gonna go in. Okay.
and he had an attorney.
Mm-hmm.
He took the child straight from her and got full custody. So ever since, this is 5 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and she's still going. And he's just letting her have it on every single occasion, just being a straight up a-hole, not giving her any breaks because he felt that she shouldn't have left him. That's how he feels. So he has this issue within himself that this is my form of control, which we all know this. If you're gonna hold on to whatever little control you have to control that person's life, but that's just misery. You're miserable if you do that. If you conduct yourself in that way,
Yeah.
to withhold somebody from the parent, whether it be man or woman. If you conduct yourself like that, holding somebody intentionally and trying to be that way, so
It's hard.
I've
seen it even when grandparents have the custody of the child, and that parent try to go back and get custody. Like, it's hard for them. Like, I don't know why the system make it hard. I don't understand it, but it is that way. But I have seen situations where men were able to get a little bit more leeway than necessarily a single parent woman. Would be a little more trying than a single parent man. You know what I'm saying?
You be like, I've experienced that firsthand with my ex when his ex-wife just kind of dropped his daughter off. Like, here you go.
Right.
You've moved on.
Exactly.
I got other things I have to do. To get myself situated. And he was like, well, can you enroll her in school for me, like a Head Start? Okay, I go. They tell me it's a waiting list. Well, he like, no, I called and they told me differently. Well, I just physically went there. He goes there the next day. She's in school 24 hours later. It's just, it works different.
Because they look at it like, you a man, you got your kids. Ooh, you get a cookie.
Right.
Yeah, because men don't do this.
But it's becoming, if y'all notice.
And I want to know, you have to experience some type of privilege, somewhere. Be honest. Don't be like these people.
I'm keeping funky with you. I mean, as far as, because it's, unless you tell people, they really don't know. Because when I'm out and about, I have my kids with me, but they don't know that I'm a single father. You know what I'm saying? So as far as privilege goes, I haven't really, I mean, in my opinion, but this is obviously subjective, because I'm speaking from
I'm sure if you if you was to try right now, I bet you if you went to the office right now and tried to apply for food stamps, and listen,
I've done it, but anyway, I've done it, but go ahead.
Wait a minute, based off, not even if it's based off your income.
This is when I was making much less too, but go ahead.
What you say though? Did you go in and be like, man, I'm single,
I don't have the gift of gab. If somebody tells me no, I'm not gonna sit there and just be like, well, can you? The cutoff for me, and this is, I'm speaking obviously from South Carolina State. The cutoff.
Yeah, they thought the baby mama was sitting you up there. Don't get them stamps.
Nah. I went up there. They said, sir, for a household of 4, you can't make more than $2,400 a month. So I was like. And they gave me a runaround all that time to get to that point.
That's what they do.
They did that.
I was like,
they did that to
it's
me
time
with
to hustle.
Medicaid.
Not illegal hustle, but it's time for me to hustle, because I can't sit back as a man. It's unbecoming of you to just sit back and want somebody to take care of you. I got to go out there and get it, even though up until the point where obviously I can't sit. It's the child support. What people say is petty. You putting your ex-wife or you putting your baby mama on child support. But if someone is deliberately, and they have the money, they're deliberate, and I can understand where women are coming from. If they're deliberately doing this and they're not making any attempt, and they're just like, I'm doing this to punish. I don't really care about the kids, but I'm definitely doing this to punish you. It's not about the kids at this point. It's about punishing you, and I'm not going to do anything. I want you to struggle. I want you to have it as difficult as possible in this process. You have no choice, so I can understand women doing that.
But I agree with you. We was just talking about this, right? Saying that I do feel like men should put women on child support too, because I've seen situations where these women wouldn't have their kids, the men wouldn't put them on child support, and then they'd be out here just living their life and making more children. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if they felt the pressure of having to provide for the ones they have, they will be less likely to go and necessarily have more kids.
I spoke on my personal situation, like I said, which I obviously before. When you are a parent and you have been in that position where you are the primary custodial parent, and then you just give it up and you say, now it's your turn, and you know how difficult it is, and you're just going to throw up your hand and say,
I did that.
Figure it out. That's what I was told. Figure it out. I did that, but you did it assisted before. But if you know how difficult it is to raise kids by yourself, and you want to put that on someone else just to prove a point, it's just, and child support court, family court, it's all of this stuff is a racket. It's a money making machine.
Yes, it is.
But
It is.
I do implore all brothers who are watching this and women who are watching this, if you have kids, take care of them. Otherwise, don't lay down. You know what I mean?
Very
It's,
true.
it's
Exactly.
just my opinion. You know what's going to happen. So, and a lot of people, men and women. I'm not going to say this for women.
You won't
know
say
who-
women though, but go ahead.
You know who you laying with.
Yeah.
It's not a secret. It's not a secret.
You know,
what I mean?
you know. You already know. You got
Absolutely.
the size. You be like,
I ain't
this.
had no, because the person told me they couldn't have no kids. That's what I was told.
I done
But
heard
you know
that.
what
I done
people
heard women
say, you
something
fell
like
for that.
Yeah.
You know what people tell
Yeah.
men, and you fell for that.
I did. Because he had no
and
kids.
You fell for that.
Yes.
Because he was old as hell and he had no
You
kids.
know what? You know what's funny? I heard another young lady tell me that. I thought because he was old, he couldn't have no kids. Nah. You know how old my pops was when I was born?
Oh,
63.
well, goddamn.
And my pops was still going till he died. He was 84 or 85. But I had another somebody I know. They said the same thing. I thought because he was old, he couldn't have kids. And I was just like, "Are you
it's
serious?"
Not just old. It's when you realize ain't no kids and the age he is. Okay.
I get it. And it's
But
the same,
still,
it's the
what
same
you
situation.
saying is
Yeah.
Okay.
you know
Yeah.
how this person is, and to me, I knew how
Regardless of-
my ex was. I knew how he was. He self-consumed.
Right.
You know, very
Narcissistic.
self-consumed. You know, not that he does not love his kids, but still,
It's
self.
him.
Right.
Yes.
You know, so I knew that. You know, but you know when you're young and you gotta live life, you know, you gotta get
Right.
popped on the hand sometimes.
Right.
You know
Well,
that.
we're going to take a short break because this liquor is kicking in. And we're going to be back. But anyways, we are back. And we're with our next topic. And our next topic is nigga fishing. Black/black fishing. Y'all heard of that?
I haven't heard of that.
This y'all first time
If
ever
you-
hear
My first
about
time,
It's
yeah.
a
nigga
thing
fishing?
when you look it up.
It's
It's a
term.
thing when you look
for
at it.
It's a
looking
first
it
Nigga
up.
term. It's a
fishing.
first term,
Thank you.
But I'm not, you know.
It was my first time. Okay.
I
so
never
I-
heard the term,
Yeah,
but
I
I
heard-
know
I
what
never
you're
even heard
saying.
the term. I just seen it.
I've
happen
never
a lot.
heard the term. I heard it happen.
Yeah.
I'm with you. on
I
that.
heard the term because I watched this girl named Julesy on YouTube, and she talked about a young lady that everybody went crazy on, Emma Hallberg, about her nigger fishing. So for those who don't know what nigger fishing is, or aka black fishing, is they say that's when
It's
people
like catfishing, by the way.
yeah,
Let me
it's
put you in that-
it's catfishing
that
in the
mindset.
sense of
Race.
you pretend or you try to look like you're black
Oh.
and
Yeah.
make yourself look
Like
black.
they tan themselves.
Yeah.
They give themselves an
Just
excellent look.
for the purpose of
a job, a photo shoot, a
getting
gig, something.
getting black
getting work.
audience or black
Getting work.
attention or
Yep. Getting work without saying I want black work or I want white work. So I'm gonna just what do you say?
nigger fish,
Yeah.
nigger fishing, getting niggers
Ambiguous
to like you. I guess
to
that's what they.
Everybody.
I'm
I
sorry
mean,
that
there's
word
two
offends
sides. I mean,
anybody.
there's two sides of it for me. Like,
It is very. It is
I
a
think that
very
the fashion
strong-
world models, they're a canvas, they're a work of art. So I think that, you know, whoever's designing them or putting whatever on them for a photo or a runway, you know what I mean? I think it's cool that you have a vision. My thing is, though, are these black girls getting looked over to then hire these white women to be ethnic in these pictures and in these runways and these commercials and things like that? That's my only problem.
Well, see, here's the thing. Okay, so the girl Emma Hallberg is supposed to be like an Instagram chick.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I seen her before picture, and she looks very white in her before picture.
She
And
is.
her after picture, she's like my complexion because she was tanning. But here was my thing with the thing when they say it's nigger fishing, like you're trying to look like you're black and stuff. I don't necessarily think that that's the correct terminology. I don't think it's nigger fishing. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think they're trying to portray themselves like being black. Like that would be Rachel. What her name is?
I mean, nigga
Dolezal.
fishing.
Dolezal. That would be
No,
her.
Listen,
But
nigga
what
fishing.
I think
nah. That's different.
Yeah, that's her.
'Cause nigga fishing to
But
me
that's
is
not
like
how
you're
she
selling
looked
a perm
before.
product with a white girl dressed like a black girl with kinky hair.
Right.
That's nigga
She's
fishing.
white.
I
to
don't
me.
think that's
Like
nigger fishing.
I think it
though.
is because you're selling me a perm. you are definitely targeting an audience, and you got this white woman selling me a perm. Your hair don't look like that. That woman don't look like that.
I think what
so
it is
that's
called,
nigga fishing to me.
I think it's called
like this is Emma.
What is it?
Ambiguity?
Is she white?
I think it's called ambiguity. She's Sweden. She's Sweden. I think it's called ambiguity, meaning that ambiguity is when you look at someone and you don't know what the hell they are. Now, you can interpret that they may be black, but then a Hispanic person can interpret that they may be Spanish. And then the Asian person can interpret maybe they're Philippine. Then,
I would say she's
Israeli.
Somalian or
Exactly.
like
so
that.
the whole point is, I don't think that's nigger fishing. I think it's called trying to market to everybody. And when you're trying to market to everybody, you make yourself look like you biracial, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, all these. You make yourself look like I can't even tell what she is, so I can't come with, because think about it. If white people look at her, they may think
she makes herself look black. Not there's no question on what she's talking.
Y'all right, she do.
Looking at her
You
before.
haven't seen her.
Look
I gotta
look
show
at
you her
picture.
before.
I ain't gonna lie, you right, just
because her before.
when you see her before, how she
use
used
a
to
crack
look.
screen, but this is her before,
Mm-hmm.
and this is her after. Come on,
I'm gonna tell you something about white people.
This is her after. That is not the same girl.
Y'all right.
She's making
men
herself
and
look
white
like.
women, predominantly white women. They want to have that bronze look. They want to have that like exotic Mediterranean, have color to them, because I mean even in Asian countries, Japan primarily, those Eastern Asian countries, they want to have that tan look because it looks more healthy, is what they say. By having this color to them, they want to have, and obviously, and this y'all heard this, that everybody else wants to be black for the most part, except for black. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So they want the lips. They want, especially now, it's fashionable. They want the lips. They want the curves. They want by far the black woman
They
has
don't want the treatment though.
Yeah. By far, though, the black woman has the most superior body in the human species. This is without a question. So that's what everybody is seeking, obviously, the Kylie Jenners and everybody else who's getting this plastic surgery, to emulate the black woman. But like you said, they don't want the problems. But they want that because it looks, they know that by having the tan, like I used to live in Washington State, for those people who lived in these places who rarely get sun, Europe, every corner has a tanning salon. A tanning booth. They get these injections. They get all these things to try and look darker because it looks more healthier. That's the concept in their mind. By me having darker skin or having that bronze Mediterranean look, they do this year round and even put themselves at risk to having skin cancer, just to look healthier. What naturally comes, what comes natural, obviously, to the black woman. You know, and I think y'all probably heard this. What is it? What do they quantify melanin? How much is worth? How much is worth? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Just for like a gram of whatever it is. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm using the proper term for what it is. Not just
some
melanin.
Of us black women
It's
making ourselves light.
Yeah.
Melatonin.
Melatonin is. I know that's what puts you to sleep. That's the sleep.
Oh yeah,
that's melatonin.
Yeah. Melanin is like, but I don't know if it's mela something, but
it's melanin is what it's within the pigment. That has to do with the coloration.
But it's something that you can actually extract that's like worth more than gold. It's melanin. It's something involved with that, and it's so expensive. But this is what these other people are seeking, that the black woman naturally has. And like you said, you have Caribbean and other countries who want to get, African countries who want to lighten their skin, while you have these others trying to get darker skin.
So y'all feel like she's trying to make herself look black. Because she came and she said that is not
different,
what
more
she's
exotic.
trying to do, is make herself look black. But you feel like it's not ambiguity. Because in a sense, ambiguity is like you don't necessarily say what you are, but you let people try to interpret it as they may.
Right.
I'm gonna say this. who I was that way with. I was like, is she mixed or something? I was a little confused. Was Iggy Azalea. I'm gonna be honest. I was
Now
like,
now that
I'm gonna say I looked when she was first introduced.
She nigga
because
fishing
of
now.
her makeup.
Yeah, her makeup and her
I was
booty
like,
and
well,
her
is
breasts.
she a mixed girl? You know, I had to look up who she was because I really didn't know.
Because she does have the complexion like Amber Rose.
Right, she does. She does.
She's
so,
still into hip hop though. She's still into her career though. That's. But it's no different from
she
Nicki
put on
getting shades lighter from Spice Lighter.
Right,
no.
but she
sold to her career.
She put on I needed to know who she was.
She would not have been a waitress at Waffle House and did all of that to look like that. That's not the goal to get that job. She wanted to be a rapper. She wanted to be famous. She gave into the industry. No different from Nicki.
So you think, hold on, wait a minute.
Who did it.
You think she gave into the industry or she was nigger fishing?
No, that's what she wanted to do. And it's urban. That's what she wanted to look like. That's the target audience.
Yeah, but
and it's still nigger fishing, but that's why she did it though. It wasn't.
But that's what I'm getting at. She did
bash
do
anything.
it. She did do
it to
it.
fit into that box.
She was one person that I did look at, like, you know, she looks weird.
What do they call
it?
Woodies and Pogs.
What? I never heard of that.
Not that it matters if she's black or white.
Yeah.
Pog is a fat ass white girl.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically
they
try to say
your head producer.
This is kryptonite to the black man, supposedly. You know, a
right,
white woman with a fat ass.
Because when the black girl or the chocolate girl had the big booty and the big lips, growing up, she just the bitch with the big lips. The girl with the big lips. Mm-hmm. Or, you know what I'm saying? They might be like, oh, she got a big booty, but you won't treat her with the same respect as the light girl.
But I will say something that Juicy said that I felt like, you know, and she made a statement and she said that, well, because the whole thing about it came about is because people found out that she wasn't black. Right? So they was like, oh, you nigger fishing. So Juicy made a statement and said, well, if you looked at her and you felt like she was black, then maybe that says something about you because, you know, maybe you so brainwashed on Eurocentric, you know, features to the point that you feel like... But I didn't think
she was black, a black American. I'm not going to say when I first looked at her picture, I was like, she's American.
Yeah.
No, I didn't think that. But I did think it is from, you know, movies and maybe magazines. Mm-hmm. I have seen them depict, like, some Somalian women, you know, from Africa of having that look, or Ethiopian of having that look. I did think that, but I didn't think she was like, you know, the average black girl. I obviously thought she was mixed with something. Yeah. You know, but I didn't think, you know, like she was American. No, I didn't.
Well, the consensus is, Emma, you around here nigger fishing. Now, did you get a black man?
Catfishing.
Oh. You said catfishing?
She catfishing.
But see, here's the thing. Catfishing, you're trying to be somebody else to get somebody, right?
What did that black...
wasn't necessarily...
Did the boy say, do you want me to say it? You really want me to say it?
Why you don't want to be with me? That's what she said. Why you don't want to be with me? And he said, you want me to say it, don't you? You won't because you're not black. Well, I guess the consensus is that she was pretending to be black, but I'ma still make my point and to say that catfishing is what? It's people who pretend to be somebody else to get somebody, right? She's not necessarily trying to get a black man.
A whole audience of people.
Thank you.
A whole group.
A target audience. That's why
I said he
did it for a reason.
That's true. Okay, I'm not gonna argue with that because she is trying to get the black audience because we all know that she's a beauty person and we know that black women are like one of the top 2 or 3 people who buy like beauty products. So yeah, okay, Emma, you was nigga fishing, but that is just news to me. So now I know. So when I catch y'all out there, I'm gonna be like pound nigga fishing. I'm not gonna black hashtag black fishing. You out here trying to act like you black. But I will say the good thing about that is at least, you know, it's to say that black women, you know, we out
We
here.
don't get credit for
We
it.
out here because they trying to look like us. We out here. What you mean?
They make us feel bad for looking
Listen,
the way they do.
if they out here
But they
braid,
wanna so
if they
imitate
out
it.
here braiding their hair and letting it loose or scrunching it up to make themselves look way, child, nappy about to be in about 5.2 seconds. Child,
And
gonna
they
be
still,
ready
and
to
they still
tease
gonna be
They
wanting to be like,
teasing their hair.
let me touch your hair.
Okay, well, we gotta go on the break because producer say we gotta go on the break. Why we gotta go on the break again, producer? Okay, we're back. And we're gonna get into the final talking, and it's the red table talk about racial divide, black women versus white women. Did y'all see that red
I
table talk?
enjoyed that.
Did y'all watch the red table talk? You
Yeah.
didn't watch it. Did
I
you?
watched it today.
You should
Men
watch
don't
it.
never. Why y'all don't like the red table talk? Man, I try to get my husband to watch the red table talk, which I think that's the girly show or something.
My husband watched the one where Will was on there.
I meant to watch
My
that.
point.
He's a you should watch it.
I want
He
I
enjoyed
need
it.
to check
He
it
got
out.
something
Yeah.
out.
You need to check it out because it was about them, Jada talking about basically like, and I'm glad she said it because people be on social media acting like black women and like this whole Me Too movement, like black women and white women, we just like this when we really aren't. It's more like we like, yeah,
We're not.
we don't like each other. He talking about I watched them all. When? Why you don't talk about it with me?
I'm not gonna say we don't like each other, but there's a
I just
difference.
don't trust you.
Just even from speaking from, I'm gonna speak from a work perspective because they kind of hit on why, why you think white women don't do this and black women, but we do have a defense, and it's shown like in the work environment, the bossy white girl, she cray cray, she cray cray. The black girl, she's a bitch. Oh, she's a bitch. Don't go talk to Quenisha, because she'll be a bit abrasive sometimes. She's aggressive. But the white girl, Becky or Heather, is just a little cray-cray. And it's accepted. And it's treated differently. So and then women in general, we're different. Like, we have periods. We have menopause. So I might not feel like dealing even with Melissa, less more than the white woman who wanted to make me her pet in the grocery store for the day.
I do feel
to
like
say
that.
hello. Hey, your hair is
gorgeous. I do feel like
I don't feel like that moment.
Y'all remember the Help? I do feel like white women be trying to make black people white women tries to make black women they mascot or they pet. So we gotta come to work. We gotta hear about your wedding.
Trust me,
your
I can
baby
speak
shower.
on this because that's the environment I worked in. And it took a picture of a manager meeting, really for me to notice when I saw the picture posted out of 12 managers in the South Carolina area. I was the only black girl. I was the only black person in that room. And there's no way there isn't other qualified black people to work there, but it's just like,
you the token.
Yeah.
You the one that they can say, we hired the black
Affirmative
person.
action.
And it's not even that. It's because I knew somebody. It's because my sister worked for that company before I did, and I just moved up quicker than she did. That I became the token.
You think it's different in different work environments, though?
No, not at all.
You sure?
That's not.
What type of work did you do?
Property management.
I worked in construction. My know-how and my skill set got me high up there with the big dogs sitting with the white.
But can it get you reapplied for a different company easily?
Absolutely
here?
can.
You think
I
my type of work.
No, the
That's
reason
what
why
I'm
I'm saying
saying,
I like
notice
to
you
see
use your
it
brain,
because
I use my brawn, so it's a little different.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing because I'm like a project manager. I took a property that was charging like $900 for a 3-bedroom to almost $1,400.
I guess it don't matter.
Like it's the same thing.
Some of that don't matter. I guess in my work, what I mean. As long as you could do what you need to do, I guess I never dealt with that. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
I never dealt with that.
I will say this: it may not matter because you didn't. Here's the thing: I would say it matters to an extent because then you will be seeing a lot of black people that sat in your position.
Right.
Oh no, they just kept failing drug tests. They'll be in touch.
No.
We're not gonna do that.
Listen,
This is $1 billion company. I can't talk to you about something that can be fact checked.
I want to ask a question.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Ask a question.
Yeah, hold on. But
they
listen,
didn't want to go higher. I had a squad that could have
But
came
let me
with
tell you something. You saying that the black people couldn't get work because they failed the drug test, and that may be very well true.
Majority,
but
yes.
that's not. But I guarantee you, them white people that got their job failed their drug test, and they still went to work.
But it was a mixed crowd up there. It was mad. Like you said, you were the only black person in the room. I wasn't the only black person in the room. I wasn't the only woman in the room either. That's why I said I don't understand that dynamic between white and black.
I disagree because I worked for a labor.
Let me tell you from my experience by one of my let me tell you about one of my employees.
It wasn't a lot of us in the
one of my employees. She's a white gay woman, and her wife is Panamanian, so she's more brown.
Right.
And she even said, she was like, Avita, we've lived in Ohio. My wife has never had a problem getting a job, but when we moved here, it's hard for her to get a job
in the South.
Anywhere in the South. She was like, we lived in Ohio, we lived in Kentucky. She was like, she could get a job without any problem. She was like, but here she's applying and she can't get a job. And you know what I said?
For me, and it's not about
it's about what but then
it also goes with
here.
I've been here for 3 years.
But let me say this. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm not sure what position you were in construction. But with the management company I work with, they pay very well. So, I've only gotten jobs here in South Carolina based on the people I know.
Well, hold on, wait a minute.
It's not what I know, it's based on the people I know.
But wait. When you say you work for me, I will say this. When I worked for Staff Zone in the construction business, it was a lot of black men who worked construction
as temps, though,
and as temps.
I was hired by the main contractor. I didn't deal with none of that.
But it was
so
a lot.
Still do that as
different.
Work.
Contract ended. Hospital built already. But if I was to move on, of course I could. But I'm busy doing everything.
But I'm sorry. I would like to put you up to that challenge now.
Oh no, Robin! Robin Zamorton asked me to move on to the next.
He still knows you though. You still know him
because I know them now. I gained that.
You still know him.
I didn't know him
That's
when
what
I
I'm
started.
Getting at. But you look ahead. You had to prove yourself.
And my reference is golden. But you have to do that everywhere you go.
But white people don't. That's what we're trying to make you.
I left white people in the
white people.
I was a laborer starting out.
I'm telling you because I worked the same.
I mean, I didn't have y'all experiences. Most of my work life was in New York. We ain't deal with that too much.
But you didn't, and that's
exactly.
And when I came down here, none of that mattered.
You were fortunate.
Because I was already
to get up, and so was I when I moved here. So was I. But it was like, even my husband was like, babe, did you apply here? Did you apply there? Yes, I did. But it took for a white counterpart who I worked with a previous management company to say, hey, I know you're down there in Charleston. I know a lady who's looking. Call this number. And when I called that number, and I realized when she said, well, send me your resume.
Too many white women
it's the same
and it ain't
resume.
Too many white women.
It's the same email. Excuse me. It's the same email that I had sent my resume to 2 months ago.
Wait, what happened?
So, like, to the current job.
Oh, the same one.
Yeah, it's the same one. And I told her, I was like, I've already applied here. Really? I didn't get your resume.
Lies. Lies.
So it's like, I didn't get a job. I mean, it could be because to some people, when I do walk in the interviewing room, it's, oh, you look really young. Like really young black. Means you can't handle your experience.
Mine is, you're Jessica Hughes.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But I've worked, when I worked for Staff Zone for that period of time, it wasn't long. But when I saw it, like, a lot of the white women weren't foremen. A lot of the white women worked position as salesmen, meaning that they were the ones who actually tried to get the contractors to link up with the day labor people. Like, that's the positions they worked. You didn't see many many
women,
white women. You didn't see many white women as foremen. Like that's not a position that they.
It's not a typical position for women.
For women, period. And you're not gonna see white women doing it. And that's the point that I was getting to. Like, so in your position, it might have been cool because that ain't necessarily a position that white women are typically trying to run and get the position for. They're not trying. They're not trying. I didn't say white.
What I do for a living.
Because women are bosses out there now. Like,
I'm not saying women are. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying women are bosses. I'm saying typically you're not going to see white women try to go for a foreman job.
I don't like the excuses. I don't like the white woman excuses.
That's not what they're going to do.
I understand what Jada was trying to say. I understand what her mama was trying to say.
It's reality. It's not an excuse. It's a reality. Maybe you don't have to
because I put myself on that same pedestal
you
as you, baby.
You don't have to. Listen. It's in the South. You don't have to. You live up in the North. I live
right here.
I know what happened. Yeah, but you live here for how long?
3 years.
Wait a minute.
I've lived here for all my life.
That doesn't matter.
It does. It does.
Let me
wait a minute. One second. Let me say.
I've been working since I was 16.
Let me tell you why it does
here
matter.
And in New York. So
it
doesn't matter.
You can't say that working. You can't say living up north is the same living down south because that's to say that then why did people from down south
migrate
up north? You can't say it's the same thing because it's not. The way that white people are here down south and the way that things work down south for black people is not the same as the way it works up north.
Now, let me say this because you said that. Just from my experience with working with, I've had more than 3 of my residents who moved from up north, and these are white people.
I've heard
down here say, it's different down here.
I've heard 2 white women say it in my
down
lifetime.
here. And they would literally tell me, I'm not that type of way. I'm not the type, like, look, Avita, like, I don't discriminate against people. And some of the stuff that I have heard, because they assume that I'm like them, goes against what I was raised as. I'm moving back to Boston. I'm moving back to Jersey. I'm moving back to New York. Like, I have heard this from white people mouths, not from the black people. And you know what I say? Because I've been born in South Carolina, that's how it is here. Mm-hmm. Yep. You know, that's how it is. Now, you may not have experienced it, but I could tell you that white counterparts have experienced it and have literally paid like $4,000 to break a lease and leave because they're unhappy.
I went to the Art Institute. It was a white young lady who I was acquaintances with. When she came here, when she graduated, we was like, what you gonna do? She said, I'm leaving. I said, why are you leaving? She was like, because the way they are down here, and she said, and I'm saying white people, she said the way they are down here, that's not the way we are up north. She was like, I cannot do it down here.
So maybe I'm just blinded to all the bullshit down here because I have a certain preference of being who I am in the north, you know what I mean, and getting judged on, you know, what I know and how much credentials I have and how much work experience I have to get me qualified for the position that I want. But coming down here, I guess I just don't see it. Like, I resonate above it. Because I don't see it. Because I walked in that damn construction site and I was a laborer making $11 an hour. I left out that bitch as a foreman making $25 an hour. And that had nothing to do with me being
But you don't know that.
But guess what?
I
didn't realize out of those
test and qualified. Testing and qualified don't lie. You got to qualify. You got to test for that.
When I was in the room,
but hold on, wait a minute. What I'm trying to say to you is, where you had to test and qualify, your white counterpart
may not have to.
Didn't have to
do
absolutely
that. Did not. There were people running with me for the same positions.
No, what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying to you is, Jessica, is that you don't know the ins and outs. We all don't know the ins and outs. So, where you may have test and qualified because you had to prove yourself.
No, because that's what you had to do to get the job.
Yes.
And I passed and they failed. So they had to recognize me.
Let me finish what I'm saying. You had to qualify to do that job. Other white people that you saw that got that job, you don't know what they did to get that job.
I watched them do it.
You didn't watch everybody. You don't know every position. You don't watch everybody.
So you're nitpicking on the people that you know.
Privilege is down here privilege is a
don't see
lot
that.
as being this white person.
It's
You
real.
don't know the ins and outs.
It's
So my
real.
point to you is
I
to
stay
say,
in my lane,
my
and that's
point,
probably
my-
why
my
I don't
point-
look broader
my
past
point-
that. You
my
know what
point
I
to
mean?
you-
I just don't.
my point to you, and that's fine.
Because
You
my
don't-
privilege is
you
what
don't-
I pay for myself.
you
and I
don't-
ain't worried about what you can
You
do.
don't.
I'm
You
just worried
don't
about what I
have
can
to,
do.
and you don't have to do that. And at the end of the day, it's not about paying attention to somebody else. It's just about seeing and being factual and stating what's
That's what I
going
was about
on
to say
and
is,
making
when I was
and
in
making
that
it
room,
known that's what it is.
being the only minority in that room, while I was there at that moment in that room, I did not notice it. It took for them to post it on the company SharePoint for me to notice I'm the only black girl
Well, why wouldn't you be
in a
proud of that
room
instead of being
of
mad
12.
at that?
I'm
Because-
not mad at it.
Oh.
But
Not
that's
being-
what I'm saying.
why would
I'm
you-
not being
it's
mad
not to be
at
mad,
it.
but why would be
But
proud when you
it
have
also-
a lot of other qualified black people who could have sat in that
Either way,
position
you made
and
it.
they didn't.
Wait a minute.
dropping
Let me say this.
jewels.
But then
It
that's
also-
the, but hold on, wait a minute.
wait,
That's
wait,
the
I'm not
same,
doing this.
Just
that's
like everybody
the
else
same
before
way
you did.
Republicans
Wait,
think.
wait. That's
You
that's-
know that's the
the-
Republican philosophy. That's how they feel. Republicans feel that, listen, I made it. I did the test. I did what I had to do. I made it. It's not my fault that you didn't make it.
So when I became a training coach and I was trying to get this whole team of people to be on the next level, to be floor supervisors and stuff like that, and I'm telling you, this is when the drug test is. This is what you need to know, fellas. I know you got a food stamp case. I know your baby mama. You got a daughter.
You look like
We
you
need to
won't
do
say
this
something.
shit.
You gonna let
You
you
feel
talk
me?
to me.
And I'm training them and I'm getting them all the way up until the test. And they still fail because of drug tests, because they want to smoke,
And
because
you
they
think
want to do
that white-
something
you
else.
think
And
that
I'm
white
like, all right,
people
let me
before-
try again.
You
Let's
think
go,
white
We're not
y'all.
gonna be rude.
You
We're
think
not
so-
gonna put that stigma out here about
But that's
black
exactly
people
what
failing
it
drugs.
was.
You think
But
that
it's
white
just
people-
not because
Mexicans,
I hired a
black
white
people,
boy. I hired
no
a
matter-
white boy.
and they keep failing because of the coke.
failing the drug
Exactly,
test.
they
So
had
we're
the
not
whole
gonna say
white-
the
listen,
black
because of the
counterparts
coke too.
did. And
But that's
that
the-
does,
I'm
excuse
read.
me,
That's
that
the
makes me
reason.
feel
That's the
a
reason. I
type of
can't
way.
do the black and white thing when it
hold
comes
on.
to that.
Here's my
It
question.
does.
I'm gonna read.
You
something.
assume, because you don't know for a fact,
I'm
you assume
sorry.
that black people wasn't getting hired because they failed a drug test. And then you assume
I'm
that,
telling you
hold
what
on,
I
let me
dealt
finish.
with.
And
Let
I'm
me
gonna
finish.
read something when y'all
Me.
done with
Let
that,
me
based
finish.
on what somebody
You
posted today.
you assume that the white people got hired because they did fail the drug test. And that's why they was there. You don't think at the least
Wait,
bit
hold
that...
up. You said that way wrong. You said
No,
they
I
got
said
hired
you
because they
assume-
failed?
No, I said you
Because they
assume they
didn't.
didn't
Oh,
fail.
that's not what you
I said
said. I was
because
about
they
to say.
didn't fail. You assume that they got hired because they didn't fail. You don't think by the least bit that they could have failed the drug test, but they overlooked it and allowed them to still apply for the job.
Maybe they did it for me too.
So let
But
me.
like I said, we're all assuming and we'll never
because
know.
you failed the drug test.
Oh no, if I fail
Okay,
a
so
test,
we're not
if I
talking.
fail
We're not
any of
talking
that,
about
like,
that.
listen.
We're just saying that you believe that there's no possible way that there could be any type of favoritism for white people to get hired, and they overlook certain things because of their race. That's not
excuse
possible
me.
here.
Let's draw that line then. It never happened to me. Y'all are from the South. I understand what y'all went through. I understand you. You feel me?
I
We're
don't
here.
talk that language.
You feel
Go
me?
ahead.
I understand you.
Understand.
Listen, it did not happen to me. I don't see that. So I guess it sucks that y'all had to go through that.
No,
and I'm sorry that y'all did.
Well,
it
here's
never
what
happened to me.
I say to you. Just because, and that's what I think as we as people have to understand, because that's no different from white people to say, well, I've never experienced that. So I don't understand how you feel and where that comes from. And I don't even understand that being factual because that's not my...
I didn't
Let
say
me
it
finish.
wasn't factual.
Let me
now.
finish. Let me finish.
Obviously it
Can I
happened. Y'all
finish?
are hot as hell. So
Can I
obviously
finish?
it happened. Obviously it went down. It went down.
I am having a
And when it
conversation
happens to me,
because
I'm
this
going to go
is a
live and
topic-
tag y'all, let y'all know all about it. Because obviously it's a thing
I
down
pray
there.
that
We
it
have a
does not.
conversation.
It gotta be a
It's
thing
not-
down
it's-
here.
It's not deep.
Wait, but I
let's-
pray that
this
it
is
No,
a
never
because
conversation.
obviously that
Let
means
him
it's
say what
happening
he
to
got to
more
say.
than
I'm
just
sorry.
y'all. It's a big thing and it needs
Right.
to be taken care of and
Right.
understood.
And I'm gonna tell you
know
why
what
it's
I
not
mean?
serious. But let's talk about what he.
Oh,
got to
go
say.
ahead. I'm
So,
sorry.
I was just-
I'm sorry.
I felt that it fit exactly what y'all was talking about.
Okay, go ahead.
I obviously, when we talk about this subject, there's an individualistic thing involved.
Perspective,
Yeah,
yes.
perspective. She's from up north. Obviously,
We
we're
from down south. Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna have a different perspective on things and her experiences. Obviously, nobody's wrong in this. We just
No.
I'm not saying anybody was
No,
accusing
nobody's
anybody.
wrong.
So
Nobody's
I'm
wrong.
just gonna give y'all. This is something objective, obviously. I'm just reading the stat because I saw this earlier. This was 9 hours ago. The status right here.
I see it.
A friend on my Facebook. He goes, so you fail a random drug test and test positive for marijuana and cocaine, and you back at work in 3 days like nothing happened. Now, if that ain't hashtag white privilege, I'm just saying, what if I failed my drug test with just marijuana? Where would I be? Hashtag
Fired.
at the crib.
Fired.
Out the
Fired.
At the crib.
Fired.
Like somebody put Fort living room. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm glad you said that. And that's the only point I'm saying is, like, your experience. I'm not taking nothing away from your experience and from you being up north. All I'm saying is, even sometimes, like, even when I wrote an article about infertility of black women, it's a high number. I don't have any experience with infertility.
Right.
I don't.
I've had kids. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I don't have no problems with it. But it ain't to negate or to say that it's not a problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just because I was able to have kids doesn't negate the fact that it's a bunch of black women out here who aren't able to have kids. And so, because it is starting to be an epidemic with
Right.
black women, like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, well, I can have kids. I don't know about y'all. I'm going to say, you know what? That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go read up on it. And that's what I did.
And that's what I felt
I read up
when
on it and I was
walked-
like, yo, this
when
is
I
a
looked
real
at that
problem.
picture. I was like, I got this job because I knew somebody. And even when my regional, who is white, wanted to promote me, there was another white manager who said, well, I didn't even hire her. Let's more promote her.
Mm-hmm.
And it took for that regional to say, well, you know, I'm your boss anyway. It doesn't matter what you think. I'm promoting her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like when I saw that picture, that was a problem for me. That was a problem because there's no way out of 12 properties, only one black girl's qualified. Only one black person? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on now. This is South Carolina.
Yeah, it's plenty of black people, and even in the sense of when I worked, like something simple as when I worked at the beauty counter at Belts, like out of all them girls, it was like out of all the girls working the makeup and different counters, like it was like two of us. And it's like, in no way in the world, it's just two black girls who want to do makeup.
I mean, you look at
And
the
let me
demographic.
tell you
And
what
wanna be hired.
some of my residents, let me say some, out of every property that I have managed from Columbia to here, when African Americans walk in the office and they see, oh, you the manager? Oh, we've never had one of us being the manager before.
Yeah. I mean, it's a no. So I can understand you coming from up north. It's a different feel. It's a different aspect. And I can understand that if you up north and you're used to equality or people actually looking at your worth versus your skin complexion, I can honestly see if you coming down here, like, okay, like, it's about my worth. It's about, you know, this, that, and the third. But when you come from someplace down south, and you've been in situations and you've dealt with stuff like, I've worked for a clothing store. I'm like the only black girl working there.
I mean,
you know,
it's no different from even up north when I was working for ICE. And I was up against this guy that was like, I was his senior. And like, he definitely got promoted past me. And I was there for all them years. And
You're a woman.
I'm a woman.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's no different. That's why I said I never dealt with that here. That my color has never been a problem for my type of work. You feel me? That's why I was trying to say my type of work. You know what I mean?
And all I was saying is, from your perspective, you feel like I haven't had a problem in my type of work. All I was saying is, but you don't know how the rest of them got that job.
I ain't care
because
I understand. My shit.
I understand,
like,
but on the aspect of, you know, privileges and getting things because you are black versus white, like, some of those people you work with probably didn't have to go that extra mile that you had to go to prove yourself that you was a qualified candidate.
This is the reason
and
why I
listen,
said that's not
hold
true.
up, wait a
because
minute.
we all had to take the same steps to get there. Now, who they chose at the end, that's all your point. I'm talking about
Just
me actually
because-
qualifying to get there.
But
Though,
listen,
we all had to take the exact same steps.
Yes, but you don't know who passed and who didn't. You didn't look at that.
That's why I said on your account. Okay,
You
I don't know what in the background they
exactly.
did, but I know the fuck I passed,
Okay,
and they could not deny me.
But we're not.
You feel me?
Exactly.
So
but we're
at the
not
end of the
speaking.
day,
we're not speaking
fuck
on
your
just,
privilege.
But we're not.
I was
speaking,
smart enough to get
but
there.
But we're not speaking on what you was doing. We're speaking on
But
the
I
fact
was.
that.
That's why I said that.
Yeah, but you're not, because we're speaking
That's why I
on. We're
said.
speaking on racial divide. So we're speaking on the sense of where you may have had to do that test and make sure you pass that test, where Timmy, Johnny, Susie, and Becky had to just show up. And they could have failed that test, but still come to work the next day. Hence the reason why he made read the post that said, "Oh, he failed the marijuana and cocaine, but he get to go to work the next day." Versus, if Timmy failed for marijuana, he would have got fired. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole point, and that's the point that I was just making. Like, yeah, you may have. We're not saying that you didn't get your job because you weren't smart and you was qualified. We're just saying that we have to be smart and qualified. Sometimes we have to be overqualified,
right.
Whereas
and
our
can't be
white
too over, because they can use that as an excuse.
Whereas
You're
our white counterparts
overqualified.
just have to be white. That's all we're trying to say, and that's what she was trying to say and what she was doing. Which there's plenty black people who could be in her position. It could have been more black people at that table. Is she proud that she was at that table? Cool. Yes, she's proud.
Yeah, but
would
what
she be?
What
Would
do you
she
do
be
when you get the job and you know you got it for favors, and there were other people that were qualified? Are you going to take a stand and not take it?
That's
no one is saying that.
It's
no one
about
is saying that
recognizing.
doing
That's
it.
my thing. It's about
Is
my
it
thing
recognizing or
is
taking
about
action
no.
on it?
My
'Cause I
thing is
can't do
about
nothing about
my
that.
thing is about
Yeah, 'cause
recognizing.
I could talk all I want to
You know,
about
I
it.
can too, because
can
I
do.
am highly qualified for my job. I get paid very well, very well.
So how am I supposed to help my counterparts
but my
that
thing,
didn't make it?
but my thing
Because
is,
we're
I'm not
like-
going to pretend.
Let me tell you how.
I'm not going to
Because
pretend
when
like
she-
it's not an
because
issue.
she's-
Hold on.
Because she's in a
Yeah.
position, when she gets a vendor, she can go and ask that black vendor, that black company, I want you to come and paint these houses, instead of picking that white person. When she hires an assistant for her, she can go and reach out, instead of just being like, oh, you ain't white, you ain't white, you ain't white. She can say, oh, you know what, she's qualified, she a sister, I'm about to hire her. That's what you can do. So there is actions you can take instead of just speaking. You sit yourself in them. Nobody's saying don't take the position.
But I told you
We're
I
just
did
saying,
that, and I told you I tried to get a team on, and they
Nobody's
kept
taking-
for bullshit.
Nobody's
But wait,
taking-
How do I
wait,
help my
stop. Let me
people? I
say
said, how
this.
do I help
Let me say
them?
Let me
That's
say
how you
this.
help
How do I
But
help
that's
them?
Help people that want to help themselves.
exactly.
But they're on my squad. They're on my team.
Yeah.
They got the job
Exactly.
from the beginner's point.
Because I have,
So there's nothing I can do about the team that they
I have
gave me.
vendors.
It's
No
going
one is
past that
saying-
to a supervisor position. Like,
Nobody's
how do I help
speaking
them
of-
be great?
You don't
You know
help
what I mean?
them.
Nobody-
You find a new one. You know how many vendors
Yeah,
I
nobody's
have gone
telling
through
you.
on
But you
this
have that
property
choice.
to
I
make
gotta take
something
what they
done.
hire.
But see,
No
and
one
that's
is
how
telling
much
you
of a
not to
power
take
in my
that.
position
No, I ain't got no
have.
choice.
No, but I think what you're feeling, you think we're saying something against you. We're not.
No, not me.
Nothing
I'm
is
trying
wrong.
to figure out how to get past that, how to understand that that's happening to my people. I said it didn't happen to me,
But here's-
obviously you said
let-
it's happening to people.
So
but
Right.
when
you
you
know what I mean?
find somebody
So
who's
how do I
qualified,
help?
you
Let me say
hire
this,
them.
Melissa,
That's
because,
it. That's
like,
all
for
you
example,
do.
But that wasn't my job.
I'm gonna use my paint vendor for example.
Then it's nothing you can do.
I had a paint vendor, and it was ran by a white guy, and he had some guys under him that just they weren't doing the job the way they were supposed to. I gave them chance after chance. Still wasn't getting it right. Okay, let's switch to this new vendor. So happily, that new vendor is black. Soon as they fuck up, my maintenance supervisor, who's white, like, oh, they messing up. We might as well go back to such and such. No, we were with such and such who was fucking up. Let them fuck up too. Let's set their expectations and change it. And I still have that same black vendor. So it's not about, it's like you have to set your expectations and you have to give them the same chance. Where at some point, you know, when it's not of their complexion in there, they don't have the patience for it. But it's like if I've had to pay, and I am absolutely equal opportunity. I don't care if you're white or you black. If you do a good job, you do a good job. Because the painter that black vendor has that's doing a good job is actually a white guy that's doing a good job. The white company owner, his white guys just wasn't working worth shit. You know, so you had to go. You know, so I am for equal opportunity, but I'm not going to just close the door, you know, on somebody. And see, I can recognize it because I'm a minority. I can recognize that my maintenance supervisor wanted to give up quickly on the black guy and say, let's go back to the shitty white guy, you know, then make it happen for them. You know what I'm saying? That's the position I hold. That's why I recognize where this is not fair. This is not right. I do see where this is a problem. You know, I may not know whether or not I get paid less than the white counterpart who's running a property of my same size. I don't know that right now. I can't possibly know that. I'm not in HR. But all I can do is what I can do, is what I'm saying. And it's just, it becomes a bigger problem and it hits sensitive for me. And excuse me if I took it out on you, because I feel like sometimes it's us who helps them wash it out. By saying what I did, because I can say that easily. They will look at like, oh, Avita, well, you had this position, you make this much, but I can see easily where I make this much because it's not at first about what I knew, it's about who I knew, who told me about this job, and it took for who I knew to take my manager to look at my resume. And say, oh, I didn't get your... Yes, you did. You got my resume. You know, and for me to pretty much
my
beg...
bad, this is all empathy,
you know what I'm saying?
I've
I'm just
really
saying,
never been through
right,
this. Like,
and
she
for me
thinks
to beg
I hope you don't think I'm
job.
being insensitive. I've
No,
really never
you're
been
not
through
being
any of that.
But I just want you to understand where you aid in their perspective on.
You can't say that I aid on something. I'm ignorant
I'm
on
not
now.
saying, I'm not
I
saying
didn't
you
know about
intentionally do
Like-
it. I'm not saying you do it by intentions. But whereby what you say aid on their perspective on, if you just work hard enough, you will get exactly what they're getting. That is not true in South Carolina.
And I'm gonna jump in on this. The importance is, and I say this all the time, that it's so important that you not rely on someone else for a job.
Right,
For you
it's
to
not.
create your own job. And I tell, when I talk to people,
Maybe that's the reason why I'm not working there right now. I gotta go.
Yeah.
I had to go.
Exactly.
You should
Damn
be.
right.
I think the focus is, and I don't want to say this as just being an African American or black thing, but it's just that we rely so much on competing for something that you could be dismissed like that. And it's so crazy that you put so much emphasis, you'll screw over someone else, you'll do X, Y, and Z when you can be eliminated at the drop of a dime.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy. And I noticed, y'all, I know a lot of y'all have experienced this as well as myself. But the important thing is we don't look at that. You should be focused on creating your own business. Creating your own platform and things like that. Rather than trying to do all of this, like, which is cool, qualifications. I'm qualified for this, I'm qualified for that. But you're qualified to help somebody else's dream, not your own. And that's one of the biggest things that I even see now. And it's like, me, I'm not completely self-employed, but that's where I'm working towards. I got my own business. But it's like, to me,
but you're still working for a company.
I'm working for a company. It's an insult. It's an insult to me when I go to work. Even though I know I have to do this, it's like a slap in the face that I got to go there. And I know my intelligence is far beyond what it is that I'm doing. And I'm helping them make money when I could be doing this for myself. So I think that we get so involved in these titles and these things as far as I'm qualified. And I'm not talking about any, when I'm saying this, we got it. This is what you work for. This is what you earn. This is what, just like anybody else. You work to earn, to get promoted and things like that.
Yeah.
But how much energy are we actually putting in towards independence and being self-sufficient and not worrying about somebody being upset when we come to work and just saying, you know what?
I don't feel like
I've had enough of you.
You're out. Or you know what? You good, but my cousin want a job.
Nepotism, all this other
and
stuff.
I gotta put him here, so you got to go because I gotta put. I get exactly what you're saying.
You know how much of family I'm trying to get.
And I get what Jessica's saying. Like, I understand where you sit in a position where you haven't experienced that. I just hope that at the end of the day, like, I think that that's what everybody wants. Like, even though that may not be your experience, that's other people's experience. And sometimes, you know, because that's other people's experience, it's kind of like, well, you know, when it's a situation where somebody could say, well, I worked hard, I got here, I got the job. You know what I'm saying? And it's to say, you know, sometimes I guess as black people, they could feel like, dang, discredited, because when you say, well, I worked hard and I got here, that just allows that white counterpart to say, you see, she worked hard, she got here, so I'm not being racist, I'm not being prejudiced, I'm not discriminating because I hired her. So if that was the case, why would I hire her? And that's what they typically do, especially down here. Like, that's what they do. I hired her. So I can't be racist. I can't be discriminatory. I can't be prejudiced, because if I was all of these things, why would I hire her?
I mean, to keep it real, by law, they kind of have to hire a minority. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter if they want to or not.
And
so.
that's the point.
But that's the law.
But hold up. But that's the point. It's the law. They have to do that. So, in any sense, because they have to hire a minority, and it says a minority, doesn't say how many they have to hire, long as they have one.
Aren't y'all a right to work state?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are
at will.
At will,
we're at will, but the whole point is we are at will, but at will doesn't mean it protects you from certain laws where you can't get sued and you can't go to court for. You know what I'm saying?
My sister was able to sue a company for firing her
exactly.
for being a minority.
So yeah, you can say,
and pregnant,
you know, that's the point that I think sometimes people don't understand. Yes, South Carolina is at will state. However, it does not protect you if I can prove that you discriminated against me.
Right.
I can take you to court and I can sue you and I can get my monies because I prove you were discriminated. At will just means it protects me for that temporary moment to say I don't have to hire you. But it doesn't protect me in the court of law to say that if I was being discriminatory, that you can't sue me and get your money. That's all that is. Like, we can sue. So the whole point of the matter is that, you know, we have to look at certain things and not necessarily see how it affects us, but see how it affects our community and our people around us. And it makes us aware, because that is one thing, like the lady said on Red Table Talk, the white lady Jane said to the other white lady, when she said, well, I don't know.
She said she's a light black person.
Yeah, but what she said to her when the white producer said, well, I don't know about this stuff. I don't know
when I'm receiving
she
privilege.
said, well, that's on you.
You gotta read it.
That's on you, because ignorance does not escape you from, you know, saying that, oh, I don't have nothing to do with it. Because there's books, there's things out here you can do, you can read, you can figure out things, you can get understanding of things. So just because you don't know doesn't excuse you from not condoning and not contributing to it because you don't know, because you can know. And that's what's the biggest problem, is when you don't know and you don't try to find out and you don't try to learn. It's when you don't know and you stay not knowing. But on that note, we're going to move
now it's different. Before, I never dealt with it, so I never thought to even look up nothing like that. Not even in that range of topics.
Understandable.
So, like, but I mean, y'all talk is probably enough. I probably won't read no further into it. Y'all talk was enough that I see enough to out.
Well, no, I would definitely tell you to read and don't just take our word for it. I tell everybody that. Like, read and gain your own perspective, because
oh no, that was enough.
What I say ain't gospel.
You know, I normally don't get but that's something I'm passionate about, because I had to get passionate with my husband about it at one point and tell him, like, look, like, I'm trying, but like you say, you're a black man, you have that black and man on it. Mm-hmm. I'm a black and woman, so it's even harder. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I get so passionate.
We're
about
women
things
and we're
about
black.
That. Right.
Okay, well, we're going to go to what I had heard the rumor, because our producer's just looking at their watch. So let me get this. Let me get this moving. So the rumor, I don't know if nobody heard, about Erykah Badu being pregnant
again.
It's a lie.
Huh? They said you feed it into the stereotype
I'm gonna say again,
of the white man. Because you talking about again. bitch. That woman can, if she can take care of
She got like 3 kids.
Pregnant, yes. I don't know if it's she
Congratulations.
she said it's not true. She said it's not true, but she was rubbing that belly, child. And she rubbed the belly twice.
You know, somebody
She
came
was
up
like,
to me doing that, and I was like, "Oh, how far along are you?" And she was like, "What? Do I look pregnant?" Well, for one, yes, and for two, you rubbing your belly.
She rubbed that
you
belly.
When you rub your belly, it automatically give off like.
She rubbed that belly.
Doing this?
She rubbed that belly
Pregnant.
twice. Not only did she rub the belly, she lift up the shirt and rubbed the belly. So you know, I don't know.
So does she just want attention?
I don't know what that was about. I don't know. I just know that she lifted up the belly and she rubbed it twice. So maybe she's not pregnant. But if she is, she always said she wanted to have another boy. So congratulations to you, Erica Badu, if you're pregnant. Maybe she don't want to tell nobody because maybe she want to, have that.
Maybe it's too early.
Too early. Because you know celebrities do that. Y'all know that. We'll be like, oh, she pregnant. They be like, she ain't pregnant. She'll be like, I'm not pregnant. Then come out 5 months later like, they talking about something, a gender reveal or something like
and
that.
And Erica, I'm saying pregnant again, but that's what people say to me. Shit, if I was get pregnant again, like, bitch, again? Right, they taking care of my kids.
She don't get no leeway just because she a celebrity.
No, she get the same thing I get again.
Well, I don't think nothing wrong with it if you she could take care of it but yeah, you pregnant again. Maybe she can get that boy she want. But they say, I think what I brought it up for is because people act like it was a big issue because she was pregnant by a rapper. And it was like, another rapper,
again?
She pregnant again.
Well, excuse her
always
for not damn standards.
Rappers,
like, again?
that's all she was messing with.
That's all.
I mean, but why wouldn't she though? She a musician.
Yeah, and I ain't saying nothing wrong with it. Not saying anything.
I mean,
is
I
wrong
seen the
with
guy. I forgot his name. I don't know his name. But what happened to the other guy who illustrated for Boondocks, Erica? I just want to know. I'm just curious.
He disappeared just like the Boondocks.
Yeah, he disappeared.
Okay.
Okay, so then we'll move on to Jill Scott and her mic fellatio. Here's my thing about Jill Scott doing the mic. I had to tell people, I was like, yo, I listen to Jill Scott. I watch her stuff on YouTube. Like, that is nothing new. She
pretty much says that.
She does that all the time. It's nothing new about that. So, I don't understand what the big old thing was
because a millennial brought a camera in when they weren't supposed to. She doesn't allow cameras. Y'all ever seen her allow?
Don't.
Yeah, she doesn't allow no phones, no cameras, no
media.
That
explains why there
a millennial got in with a camera, did like this. Oh my gosh, she doing the dick thing, and they went crazy. That's
and
it.
She said
this is a grown folk topic. That's why we're not impressed.
And that's why she said,
and we don't deal with
stop
that,
being her inbox talking about, hey, big head. She said she getting people her inbox.
Even though I don't want to hear it because let me tell you, she's been so secure with her tour thus far, and all of a sudden her ticket numbers went down.
Yes. They went down? Yes. I thought they would have went up.
No. Before this, her ticket numbers went down, and now all of a sudden somebody snuck her phone in and watched her do the thing with the mic.
Oh, you think it was
now
a setup?
All of a sudden, and now she mad about it. I don't want to hear that.
You think she mad?
Next. She was mad. She was on her Instagram mad because
she was mad because
some women
was calling her out and calling her names, and she's like,
I'm pretty sure she don't mean nothing about that. She got high confidence. That's Jill Scott. Like, I ain't gonna lie. She high confidence. That woman probably ain't gonna stick. That wasn't it. What it was, there's a wrestler. And he's on, I think, SmackDown.
Why you laughing?
Because you said wrestler.
Why she want to be with no wrestler? A wrestler got to handle all that voluptuous.
Somebody put her to sleep.
No, he said
who the wrestler is.
He said something. I forget who his name is, but he's a black wrestler.
Like
yeah, he is on WWE. I think it's SmackDown or Raw. I think it's Titus. Big black bald guy.
All right.
But I think his name is Titus. I'm not sure. I'll fact check that. But he put something on Instagram talking about some hey big head, I heard you with this, that, and the third, and she got real mad and upset about it. But I don't think she should get mad about it because I think that was done purposely.
I don't think that was nothing wrong with
that. I don't think nothing was wrong with it either.
You a grown woman talking about.
And you talking to adults in the audience. You act like there were children in there. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Well, I mean, Jill, keep doing what you're doing. You know, I know what you did, child. You know, I used to be listening to it. I know.
I just gotta ask the question. Some of them memes I saw, like, well, what were you bitches doing? Like, like, what was you doing? Before you saw Jill Scott, like, you clearly.
I thought we was doing it with no hands now. So y'all impressed with hands. But I thought it was no hands.
Well, you know, Superhead put the hands on it, the two hand, and like you're doing the salt, the pepper thing. You know, like you're grinding pepper. Like you're grinding. Superhead brought that, you know, to light for some people. Some people already knew about it.
I just thought it was
own. Some people like certain things.
I'm like, Jessica, I didn't know it was impressive to do the two hands. I thought it was the no hands that do it with no hands. I thought that was the impressive thing.
No, they like you grinding pepper.
So Tiffany, the grapefruit. What the grapefruit?
Yes.
The grapefruit.
Yes.
Okay, Jill. Yes. So that's what you was grapefruit in. I feel you. I guess she was grinding. She was grinding. I didn't think it was like that big of a thing, but you know, I guess that lets us know the people who are here, men and women, those who are there impressed, we know what you don't get and what you ain't doing. Okay, so we gonna move on. Well, here's the thing. I feel like baby showers have taken over, and they're the new reception. They be having like
I'm gonna tell you, I went to a baby shower and I was not prepared for what I walked into. Mm-hmm. I walked into what was the feeling of a wedding reception. Like everybody's dressed up. The rooms had the drapery from wall to wall. There was a DJ, people serving food, and it was like sit at the family table. And I was like, well, I feel underdressed. I wasn't prepared for this wedding reception baby shower that's going on with. Yeah, I'm used to the sit in the living room, traditional women baby shower, which is what I had. Because I told my husband, don't you come out that room for this baby. I don't want my kids at the baby shower. I don't want you at the baby shower. Right. But that was me. I wasn't prepared for the gifts when you leave. It was a wedding reception, a thank you gift, and all of this stuff. Like,
we gave y'all thank you. Well, you do supposed to give thank you gifts for baby shower.
But not the card of the bride and groom, like a picture.
Oh, child, yeah, I don't know nothing.
I think as opposed to marriage, babies are guaranteed.
Is that what it is?
Babies are certain. So
at least you know that the celebration was not in vain.
Exactly. Not only that, unlike a man, and we're going to say this. Women, and this is my belief, a woman is in charge of deciding whether you're in a relationship or not. It's not a man's idea whether you're in a relationship. It's a man's idea whether you get married or not. Not as far as a relationship.
I agree.
So what
society makes it.
No, this
women decide.
Because if I bring up to you, I say
men.
Say men decide whether you're in a relationship.
No, because it turns a woman off by a man bringing up the topic of being in a relationship.
Really?
What a woman says, this is what women are trained. What a woman says she wants, and this is facts. This is facts. Mm-hmm. What a woman says she wants and what she emotionally responds to are two separate things, right? So for a man to say I want to be in a relationship with you,
that's what my husband told me.
Women don't want to feel like they're losing their freedom.
You
don't want to hear it.
You gotta be at a certain age.
No,
you gotta be at a certain age.
And you're gonna want to fight.
Because when I was 20, I felt that way.
You're gonna want to fight me on this, but that's just the way it is.
My husband is the one who told me, like, when he's the one who told me I'm looking for someone. I'm trying to find my truth. Like he told me. But
is it his decision to decide? We're going to be in a relationship now. If a man told you that, do you think he's still attractive if he says, you're going to be my girl now and we're going to be in a relationship?
Will said it to Jada. You need to watch Red Table Talk.
Excuse me?
Will said it to
Watch
Jada.
Red Table Talk.
And she said like a fool. She was like, okay.
He was like,
well, that's an exception.
That happened to me
listen,
too.
if we talk about the thing about a woman, from my experience, I'm spitting all over the place. The thing about a woman, from what I've learned, is that you can't take a woman's freedom away. It's her decision. whether she decides. Once a woman feels like she's losing her freedom, she loses her attraction to you. Because if you're trying to force her into something that she's not deciding on, so you can't take a woman's freedom. It has to be her decision to be with you.
Maybe it's a gamble for a guy to. Well, maybe it was a gamble for Will to say it to Jada, but Jada had already had in her mind.
It is a gamble.
Maybe she had in her mind already, like, I'm ready to settle down. Right. So when he said it, she was like, "Oh, I'm good."
Marriage is the only thing a man controls. By him asking a woman her hand in marriage.
But I feel like that's the only thing
that
matters.
But they don't control that because she can say no.
She could say no, but women don't ask men for their hand in marriage.
There are some that do. I don't understand them, but there are.
You know what I'm talking
y'all
about.
Y'all done seen them out there, and you like, bitch, you a little headstrong.
But that's
the worst thing a man can do. The worst thing a man can do is ask a woman.
Not everybody that lucky.
No, I didn't get that proposal. I kind of got like, what ring do you want?
The worst thing a man can ask a woman is, what are we? So what are we?
That's what I asked. That's what I asked in relationships with guys. Like, what are we?
She's missing the point.
What is going on?
You asked.
Okay.
But if a man did that to you, you would lose all attraction and respect.
Honestly,
you're saying that now.
That's a turn on to me.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No,
I
it's
need
not,
to know. You know what? It was a turn on to me for my husband to say, I'm trying to find my truth. It was a turn on to me for my husband to say, you know, because honestly, that's why it took so long for me and my husband to get together. Because he didn't say, like, I want you, you my girl. He didn't say that, so I was like, oh, that nigga.
Are we dating?
What? So, okay, this ain't
you
what
were
it
asking
is?
that
Nah,
you're,
okay,
but listen to what you're saying. You're going along with what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
You asked that question. You asked him that question, right?
What? No.
You just said you did.
No, I said that's what I want. That's what I wanted him to ask me.
That's what you wanted him to ask you.
Yes. I wanted him to say to me, like, I'm feeling you. I want you. I want to make this.
We like assurance. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
women do like assurance. Women like assurance and reassurance.
For that
because let me tell you why.
Because she felt like she got some assurance.
Because Negroes will play
this
you.
Man would say yes.
I don't want
but
you to say.
But he made the decision to propose to you, which is completely different from a relationship, is what I'm saying. If you're out here and a man is basically saying, if he comes to you, I'm dating you 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, 3 months, right? Mm-hmm. And I say, babe, you're so gorgeous. I think you're incredible. I love the energy. Let me finish.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Let me finish. I think you're incredible. I love our energy together. I love our chemistry. Would you be my woman?
People like, ooh, bitch, this nigga asked me to be
But then again, he said the weeks, and it depends on our interaction within those weeks. That I might be like, girl, I was out with this Negro once on that week. And then on that week, it fell through.
You're proving what I'm saying. It's your decision.
He crazy.
Exactly. Because it's your decision, right? You're
it's
proving
yours
my point.
Too.
No,
it's yours too to even ask that.
You're proving my point.
Well, wait a minute. It's yours too because
I'm doing
if
that.
If I ask you and you ain't ready for that, then we ain't gonna be in a relationship.
I might be like, well, let's get to know each other a little better.
And you're proving my point. That's what I'm saying. You're proving, and you're not noticing, but you're proving what I'm saying.
But
you are in control.
But no, you are
and it's
too.
what my brother was saying earlier. It's what my brother was saying earlier.
This is what I'm looking for from a man. Yeah. I'm looking for this, and this.
You're looking for security from a man. That's what women look for.
Not just security.
No, you are looking for security.
I'm looking for other than security. I am because emotionally, I need my man to be there emotionally. I do. I need more than security. I need more than that.
Well, let me ask a question.
What do you mean?
Let me ask a question.
Just money or security?
No, because I can take care of myself. I could buy a gun to defend myself.
Let me answer this question.
But I need a friend.
Let me answer that.
But that's what you mean. All of that got to be secure all the way down the line.
So what a man
I look at you. I look at you, right? I say, you're a beautiful woman. You're attractive. I don't know nothing about you. I say, she's sexy. I see her walking around. She's sexy. I don't care to know about her. I just know she's sexy, and I know that she stimulates. Let me finish.
Okay.
She stimulates everything. So I don't care about anything else. I just know she's sexy. She's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
You don't look at men that same way.
No.
You look at, and this is what I'm saying. You don't look at men that same way. You look at a man as, is he good for me? Does he take care of his kids? Does he have a job?
Wait.
Let me finish.
Yeah.
Because this is what I'm saying. You don't look at a man in the same way a man looks at a woman. Is he good for me? Is he secure?
I'm saying some
I'm
women.
talking about long term. We're not talking about tonight.
But I'm sorry. No,
Yeah.
I ain't even saying that.
So-
I'm saying as far as some women don't. Because women, we are different, and y'all can't put us all in the same boat. Whereas some women may look like, he might have money.
Some women want to take care of men.
He
I
can
understand
do
that.
this. He might can do not even take care of him. He might be that nigga who could take me to the stores, the boutiques, and buy me all the bags I want.
I feel like at the end of the day that I could want you and I could want to be in a relationship with you, but if you don't want the same, then it's not going to happen.
It's not.
You can still have sex with me. You can still come see me.
You can buy me
You
shit.
can buy me stuff, but
And I ain't gonna
doesn't mean
refuse
that
you.
you're with me.
But y'all are agreeing with what I'm saying. You are in charge at the end of the day.
So
And
that
it's
means
like,
that when I say we don't, so
No,
when
they're
I say
not.
that when we, so when a woman
You know,
say in a
You
relationship,
know how many times women done sat back there and be like, and we sitting here, girl, he ain't called me back yet. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hold that proof. And any woman who sit there and say they ain't sat there looking and to
I
see
done
if
love
that
that.
nigga done text.
This is the
and
way
that
it
nigga
works.
done
I
called.
done waited
You
for
a
it.
And I'm gonna put this.
liar.
I'm gonna put
You
this
a
out to
liar.
everybody.
I done waited for a text and a call.
This is the way it works. This is masculine,
sure do.
masculine and feminine energy. This is the way it works. A woman has to chase a man. All right.
Where our cups at?
All right. Because you don't understand that. You
A
don't.
woman chases a man.
A woman has
Even
to.
Malcolm in the Middle says on that little
You
kid show,
won't let
the
me
wife
finish.
said,
You won't let me finish. You don't understand.
that a man has to love a woman more.
Okay,
But go
finish.
ahead,
You won't let
go
me
ahead.
finish.
A man, a woman.
I'm
Go ahead. I'm
sorry.
gonna let you
I'm
finish.
sorry. I'm
Let
sorry.
him finish.
What you're
finish.
saying and what you emotionally respond to is, who were you attracted to throughout your life? Who were you attracted to in high school?
None of them guys.
A man pursuing you,
That's
a man
hard.
pursuing you, as opposed to a man who was indifferent. Who were you more attracted to?
I was a little different in high school.
No, but you were more attracted to the man who was indifferent to you, as opposed to the man who's
No.
texting your phone,
Nobody was
asking
really
you to
indifferent.
take
a
your.
time crunch that you want the bad boy who didn't want you. Act like
Go
he
ahead,
didn't
brother.
want you.
Go ahead,
You
brother.
want the guy who always had a crush.
Go ahead, brother.
Most
Exactly.
women, when you're talking about most women want the bad guy.
Say it again.
That's
You don't
not
like
true.
him.
That's not how
That
I
is
was.
not
That
true.
might
But that's
be
not
who you
how
are. We're
I
talking about
was.
Majority.
Exactly.
That's why women say, "Oh, I like the bad guy." You don't hear women saying, "Oh, I really like the good guy."
Let's go
You
even
don't hear
further.
that. That's not a
Let's
narrative.
But who
let's go
said
even
the
further.
good guy was really the good guy?
The baby daddy. Let's look at the
probably
baby
not their
daddy
hands on
as
the
opposed
white guy.
to the actual dude who she's actually with. I'm not saying everybody, just like you just said just now. They'll say, "Well, this is the kind of guy I like," but you look at her dating history, it's completely different.
Yo,
Correct?
hey man.
So I'm just saying.
Well, hold up. We gonna finish this later because that ain't true. Because I tell you
That's
about
not
me.
true?
No.
Oh my
No.
goodness.
But we gonna
Okay.
wrap this
No.
up and we gonna put all the cups up. We gonna put our
I
cups
got.
up.
Oh, I got something in my cup. I
You
can
ain't drink
toast.
that yet. Let's toast.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. We gonna toast. We gonna toast it up.
You got something in there?
I didn't do a meme of the week.
Cause
But I don't have one.
I'm a different type of person. Cause that ain't true for me.
All right, my bad. You got something in there?
Oh, yes, I
Okay.
do.
How about you?
Oh no, you could put
You Gucci?
put some in. Oh no, I got me some. Okay.
All right.
Get
Say
your
no
cups
more.
together, honey.
All right, let's put it up. We're gonna toast. Thank y'all for joining us.
You got
Thanks for sipping on something with us. Come back next episode and we out.
That's right.
We got shit to discuss.
That's
That
right.
was 58 minutes by itself.
Wow.
But you gotta take out. Did you stop the? It was 58
Jeez.
minutes.
That was like
Well,
3 minutes. Maybe.
you gotta.